There's two different sizes. There's the green ring for molars. There's a orange ring for the premolars. I think every tooth has its own contour. I most of the time will use the green molar rings, but if you've got one, a tooth maybe where that interproximal contact is too small for the green, then you've got the orange as an option. Once we get the matrix in place, got the wedge in to hold it, put the ring down over the top of that. The pliers have a little ball at the end of them. And what I like to do with that ball is to burnish that matrix band against the adjacent tooth. So in this case, the distal of the molar that we're preparing to fill, I'll take that ball burnisher and just burnish that matrix up against the mesial of the distal molar. So we have a really nice contact. So at this point, when we have our matrix in place and the wedge and we have the ring in there, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have the proper height matrix that hits the marginal ridge of the molar that's going to be restored. When I look down the long axis of that prep, I want to see that the gingival floor is sealed by the wedge that we placed down there. The axial cable margins are sealed up by the matrix in the ring, that ring's holding that matrix right up against the margins to minimize any polishing that we'll have to do once we've cured this restoration. And we burnish that contact up against the adjacent tooth. So if you have those four things going for you, it's going to make the rest of the restoration very easy. So clinicians have asked me, well, if I've got a DO or an MO, I can see how I do that. I place the matrix, I place the ring, and we're set. But what happens if I have an MOD, or let's say I have a DO on one tooth and maybe a DO on the bicuspid and a DO on the molar? Well, you can place multiple matrices, and many times this is what I do. I don't like to place one matrix and fill one restoration, then have to take everything apart and then do the next tooth next to it. If I'm going to restore them all, I just put multiple matrices back there. So with this ring, it has a 20-degree offset here, so we can actually stack them. So you can see we have one ring placed, then the next ring mesial to that actually fits right over the first ring. So you can actually stack them one over the other. This is what we call butterfly. So we have one ring going distally and one ring going towards the mesial. And again, clinicians will ask me, well, if I've got a situation like this where the molar has an MOD prep and maybe the premolar has a DO, can I do this all at the same time? I do. I don't end up with open contacts. Again, as long as the matrix on the distal of that premolar, the bicuspid, and the matrix on the mesial of this molar right in this area, if I've pushed the matrices together in this area, I won't end up with an open contact, and we do that all the time. So let me just show you again, go back a slide. This is what we call stacking, because we have one ring over the other. And then this one is what we call the butterfly. It reminds you of a butterfly with the wings going out towards the side. So you can do it either way.